say he's not like Trump, who kind of goes off the rails a little bit. They say Pence talks eloquently. He'll deliver his attacks in fuller sentences. And so the problem with that, they say, is that it's a little harder to spot what they think are the mistruths. So they say that will be Harris's challenge tonight, is to be able to spot that out quickly, call it out, and of course deliver a rebuttal, Andrew.
Now, Madeline, I have a question for you. We've been talking about this debate, and if it would even happen, do you believe personally, did you think it was going to happen?
Personal thoughts? I think we all were just waiting to see what would happen. There have obviously been a lot of questions, especially after President Trump was diagnosed with COVID-19 last week. But immediately after that, Senator Kamala Harris took her test for coronavirus, and so did Vice President Mike Pence, and both tested negative. And so that day, as they were cleared from the coronavirus, it became a little more apparent that perhaps this first and only vice presidential debate would actually happen. And so here we are. But as for the second presidential debate, I think that still remains in question. Obviously, a lot of it will depend on Trump's health and how he fares in a little more than a week. So a lot of eyes will be on that and to see if it will actually happen. But we haven't heard of any updates for now with the schedule yet, Daytona.
Maddie, one more question for you. We heard from Joe Biden yesterday talking to reporters, and we want to play that sound for you as well, that we have that saying that if, the president isn't recovered from the coronavirus and he still tests positive, he doesn't know if the next debate will happen, and we'll get your thoughts after we play that.
Well, I think if he still has COVID, we shouldn't have a debate. In a debate, I think, by the way, I think we're going to have to follow very strict guidelines. Too many people have been infected, and it's a very serious problem. And so I'll be guided by the guidelines of the Cleveland Clinic and what the docs say is the right thing to do, if and when he shows up for debate. So thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Maddie, your thoughts on that going forward into next week?
Well, it's consistent with what Biden has been saying all along, that people have to listen to the scientists, and as long as protocols are followed, then of course, why not hold a debate? He's looking forward to it. This is kind of his strength anyway, these town hall type of debates, these town hall type of settings where he really gets to interact with the voters here. So what he said is not really inconsistent with what he said before. Now, I think you'd be hard-pressed to find anyone who's really in disagreement with what the former vice president said there, that if he's still positive for the coronavirus, then why hold a debate and possibly put everyone else at risk? So I think a lot of experts would actually agree with that. But again, we'll just have to see how Trump actually does over the next few days. Those next few days will be critical. Regardless, Trump is still finding a way to get in front of the American people. Just a few hours ago, or maybe about an hour ago, regardless, earlier today, he tweeted a video about his recovery process. And so he's still finding a way to get in front of the American people, get some face time with them, even through a digital platform. So they're still very active regardless. And so we'll have to see what happens next week. But again, I think you'll be hard-pressed to find someone who actually disagrees with what the former vice president is saying, that you just kind of have to listen to the experts and make sure everyone is safe, Andrew.
All right, Fox's Madeline Rivera live for us in Salt Lake City ahead of the debate tonight. She follows around the Biden campaign. Thanks for that update, Maddie.